O yan, baka mamaya tumilapon. Sabi ko, huwag niya ikutin yung payong, mga mamaya tumilapon.
Yes. Do you see the mountain over there? The unique feature of this palace is its location. The reason why this palace is located here is the mountains are in the back. This is the capital of Joseon Dynasty called Hanyang. The founding members of Joseon selected this naturally fortified city as the capital of the nation. You see the green areas are mountains. So it is surrounded by North Mountain, West Mountain, East Mountain, and South Mountain. So they built city walls connecting these four mountains. This is South Mountain, Namsan Mountain. On top of this Namsan Mountain, there is an Seoul Tower. Currently, this is the center of current capital Seoul. And Gyeongbokgung is located here. Gyeongbokgung is located at its core of the capital city Hanyang. You see this mountain is over there in the north, and there is a west mountain, Inwangsan mountain, and the mountains are spread out like a folding screen. So I explained about the location of this palace. Okay, let's move on to the next place.
Nakita ka, Bibi. Sabi niya, pangit. Pangit. This is the map of Gyeongbokgung Palace, and we are here. And this is the final destination of my tour. You have to walk a lot. It will take about 1 minute. Okay, let's go. Tignan niyo yung nilalakaran namin, parang ginansil yung parang yung hindi siya parang lubid na ginansilyo. Ayan, yung final tour down niya is ito na. So yan.
이비.
Congratulations everyone! We arrived at the final destination of Gyeongbokgung tour.
Baby, baby.
You are looking at the beautiful pond and lovely pavilion
Tutukod
in
mo
the
yan.
middle. And
Maputol yan, di na
behind
subsub ka
this
doon.
pond, there is another private residential area without colorful painting. The building was built in the 19th century during the reign of the second last king of Joseon dynasty. As I told you at the beginning of the tour, that is known as a very tragic site for Koreans because the second last queen of Joseon was murdered there by the assassins hired by Japan. It was the year 1895. In the 19th century, late 19th century, in the late Joseon period, in the world history, it was time of imperialism. In Korea, we also could not avoid it. If you look at the map of East Asia, you will see that Korea shares the land borders with China and Russia, and very close to Japan. So when our national power was weak, Korea was caught in the middle of power struggles between nations around the world because Korea is geopolitically is really important. A war happened on this war known as First Sino-Japanese War, which broke out in 1894. In the war, Japan defeated China. And after the war, they started to intervene a lot of Korean politics. At that time, Queen Myeongsang, she was good political partner of a king, and she recognized the Japan's plan to observe Korea. So she tried to use all her international connections, especially with Russia. At that time, Russia was big enemy against Japan. You know, there is a saying that the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So that's why she made an alliance with Russia to counter Japan. So from Japan's perspective, the Queen was a significant obstacle to incorporate Korea. So they masterminded the murder of the Queen and they called this secret plan Operation Fox Hunt. So they invaded late at night and the queen was murdered brutally. And they burned her dead body and threw away the ashes nearby and also in this pond. At that time, there were some foreigners who were staying in this Gyeongbokgung palace, and among them one Russian guy called Sabatin. He was a Russian architect. He witnessed all of this terrible incident and reported it to his Russian government. So this terrible incident was known to the world. And after a queen was murdered, the king and crown prince, they were very much afraid to be killed as well. So they took refuge in the Russian legation. They stayed there for 1 year and never returned to this palace. That was the last as a royal residence. After staying for 1 year in Russian legation, they moved to another palace called Deoksugung. But unfortunately, in the year 1904, the Russo-Japanese War broke out and Japan defeated Russia. So Korea was occupied by Japan in the year 1910. And for 35 years of Japanese occupation period, the Japanese government building was here and many of the palace buildings were removed. And actually that was the first building to be destroyed to hide any evidence of their crime. That private residential area was restored in the year 2006. So Another dark chapter in Korean history is Korean War. After Korea was liberated from Japan, soon after that, Korean War broke out, and after 3 years of war, Korea was one of the poorest countries in the world. It was not that long ago because we still have a generation who experienced the war firsthand. Actually, my father was 10 years old when the war broke out, and he still remembers the terrible scenes of the war. But Korea rebounded from this hardship and achieved fast economic development. So my father's generation and father's generation, they marvel at the transformation of Korea over the past 70 years. So with the fast economic development, the restoration project of Gyeongbokgung Palace began in the 1990s. So 30% of the original was restored, and restoration project is still going on. So even though many of the palace buildings are not original from the Joseon dynasty, Gyeongbokgung still remains a representative palace of Korea with a long history, and many Koreans have a strong attachment to it. So from the beginning of Joseon dynasty to the present day, we've explored the highs and lows of this palace. So it's been a great pleasure to share this journey, you guys. To be honest with you, I'm a new member of this Gyeongbokgung Palace. So I got this card 2 days ago. So I was nervous, but thanks to you guys, it's been great pleasure. I hope you guys have a great time in Korean and in this beautiful palace. When you think of this beautiful palace, please remember me as well. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining my tour. Have a great time.
Thank you.
Let's take a photo.
Look at this. No, I wasn't defending myself. I was just saying that
Ayan, so natapos na yung tour namin dito sa... Paano nga niya pre-announce kanina yun? Yung book. So, anyway, ayan. Okay, hold on.
Okay. Yan.
Alright, so ayun, natapos na yung parang ako ang minalat ko sa kadaldal ni yung nag-tour sa amin, pero
Yan. Wala na.
ano, lobat? So, sakto at least natapos.
Bawal banget. Sabi naman tala. So, ang pabalik, saan ang pabalik? Ikot na tayo na ikot. Pinatapos niya pero hindi niya na matapos ako.